Hello, friends! Welcome to today's stream. We're playing the bonus level of the Roottrees are dead, so we're probably gonna find some trees on that family tree. That little closer. There we go. So, in the base game, we found that there was a original 5-piece that was kicked out from the family, and one of the 5 pieces also had an illegitimate daughter. So it's already messy. We already know that there's some stuff, but there's a clause for Lancet Trust that anybody with Rootree blood is able to get the funds of the family fortune. And so now people are coming out of the woodwork. So it'll be good. I'm so excited to find out what happened. All right, spoil unlock content. Make sure you tied up any loose ends before starting. Totally fine. Let's do this. Locked in everything already. Ooh. Hello.
Hi, I'm Clark. Probably not who you expected to be knocking, but life's funny sometimes.
So this is the guy I think that was one of the singers, and then he went to like advertising or something. Is that how that worked? But he's kind of like he's on his third wife.
You've done well staying anonymous. It took us a while to track you down. A lot has happened in the last year. Far too much for the public. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes too.
It's a year later.
I never wanted to be president. I'm not great with stress. And with my mother's deteriorating I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because part of the fallout of Sam's book is that everyone's coming out of the woodwork.
Oh.
Now that it's public knowledge, the Secret Trust covers any Roottrie despite their history with us. A lot of potential cousins have surfaced.
Sounds about right.
You may have seen that man on the cover of News Time. It was a disaster for us. And then Miracle went and made it all about himself.
Shock.
The long and short of it is a lot of potential cousins just showed up. Sam's helping some of them, but she's not really going about it the right way. And she's not taking calls from anyone in the family. I let it slip through a mutual friend that I found you, and I was stopping in. It's manipulative, but I'm hoping she'll reach out to you. You can let her know I'm on her side. In the meantime, if you're willing, I can share our files with you. Pass them along to Sam if she reaches out. I'm genuinely hoping she'll realize I'm an ally. Feel free to do your own research. I've been told you enjoy things like this. To each their own.
Yeah, this isn't everybody's cup of tea. Woo! Okay, so go check out. Oh. Possible infidelity 1921, 1949. Wait, first affair. Final affair. Oh my god, who is this? Family tree updated. Okay. You can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled in. You'll have to be extra sleuthy this time. Ooh, to deduce the truth. Pay close attention to what you find. Be sure to look into ends. Oh, man. Oh, there's so many. Okay, let's go check out the evidence he gave. We have a full, fresh evidence. Day, August 3rd, 1999, there was a knock at your door. Clark Rafferty LaRue, the current president of the Roottrees Candy Company, claimed that multiple people have come out of the woodwork to He has been trying to work with Sam, but she has not answered calls. He also handed you a letter that said you should share with Sam the following. Both of you. The company I hired to help us with the Secret Trust is busy pouring through the entire family's history, as well as people that may have had contact with. That said, the family is not particularly happy with it and are doing their best to slow things down. Many of them are actively avoiding our interviews. Every time there's a high-profile public case, it causes headaches, so mind if you do. I ask that you stop going to the press. Instead, we have a highly trained team of lawyers to back you up. We're ready and willing to verify anyone and everything we believe could be realistic part of a relationship that led to the birth of a new. Tell us who to investigate by filling in the new sections of the tree, and we'll take the time to handle verifying that the timeline checks out. In mind why we're here. If someone didn't have a child or has already been disqualified by our lawyers, like in the case of the girl with the negative DNA test, there won't be a place for them on the tree. We're not just looking for affairs and infidelities, we're ones that led to potential. Some spots on the new section will be marked with a tree icon. Those areas are reserved for members of the original family tree. So, just like last time, be sure to use birth names for everyone you add. Married names or nicknames enough. Start sorting out the infidelities. I recommend you rise to the power. I'd love to say that's only been a lot harder for the women to hide 9 months of pregnancy and birth without family noticing, but I can't. I'll be blunt. I'm no stranger to infidelity. Putting it lightly, bro. I wish I could claim that I was a perfect husband, but you've seen the family tree, so why pretend? Some of us learned how to wield our family name and fortune to our benefit. Consequences be damned. I can't change the past or unhurt those who I betrayed. Instead, all I can do is be honest with myself and you, make any more mistakes, and do my best to sort out the various messes we've left behind. But please fill in the tree, and together we can figure out how to begin to make amends. Good luck, and thank you both. Both. Previously, new investigation with a new focus after many months of a newfound interest in the Roottrees. I recommend you try to catch up with some of what happened since last time. Some web searches may yield for different results, and some books and magazines from previous investigations relevant to your needs. Also, much more widespread search. List of first and last names from will contain red herrings. Not all of them will be useful. Oh, so they're really going to make us work for it. Below is a reminder of some of the most notable beats of your initial dive into the Roottrees family. All evidence from before is still available, and for searches that do not lead to functions that did during the investigation. The Candy Company was founded by Elias and Gwyneth many years ago. The entire family has financial reliance on the health of the company. Most of the action took place in or around Butler County, where the company was located. Elias, Carl, and Rihanna were on the cover of magazine. Hey. We're gonna have to figure out how we want to organize that. I'll be better with organizing this time. I saw why it was a bit. Other notable Roottrees such as Lauren Roottree, Miracle Roottree, had physics such as record album book. Highlight that so we know to go back and look on those. Lauren's 2 diaries are probably the most useful resource overall, mentioning many of her relatives directly. 5 pieces. Elias's children could be identified based on the 5 presidents of the company article, like the business one. Stephanie Jones and Brian Jones were featured in campaign posters that led to Caroline Morden's art book, enabled you to find out more of the tree. Many of the younger Roottrees were founded by following a complex rabbit hole through the conspiracy site that led to finding. Okay, so we need to. I think it's trying to tell us. We need to go through and find all of the things again, the original entries we found. Seriously, November Roottrees was really difficult to place. Her occupation could only be found via Brian Jones' website. Correct. Ronald and his brother Robert Roottrie go by Ron and Robbie. Both worked on a TV show called Brother Trouble until Robbie embezzled money to fled to Paris. Did we find that out last time? Ron unsuccessfully tried to have Robbie removed from the Clancy Trust. Sam and her father were cryptically mentioned in the book about historical letters. There were also a few dead ends and red herrings. Aloysius Herring Roottree, who claimed he was but was not. Family Man, a book about Elias Roottree, turned out to be propaganda and not useful. Warren's other book, historical romance novels, was not very useful on their own, though. Caroline Morden's sculptures were not used. Okay. Notable events. Griff. 5 Pez. Clark Rafferty LaRue, Roottrie Mania Anonymous. Today is August 3rd, 1999. It's been 8 months since you helped Sam Madsen with her book. Sam was true to her word and paid you an incredibly large sum of money. Never mentioned you by name, however, so you've made a low profile. Roottrees, on the other hand, have not. Below is a summary of notable events. Books you can refresh your memory in full detail by searching online. 6 pieces. Oh. Okay. Elias Roottree was released in February. It was a bestseller for a few months at the time. Carl had not yet been replaced. Roottrees Rift. In March, the assembled publicly as they attempted to respond to the book's conflict press release. Lack a leader. Oh. Press release. Clark was announced as the permanent successor to Carl Roottree. Welcomed Sam Madsen to the family officially. The company hired an outside legal to handle the trust. Any other new questions of lineage. 5 Pez. After this announcement, there was a rash of different people claiming opportunity. The highest profile of these, by a wide margin, rapper named Fellows. Oh, who changed his moniker to 5 Pez as a publicity at the same time. 5 Pez is the only notable person on the updated. Okay, so we need to kill him. Mania and another high-profile misstep, Miracle Roottrees publicly denied the 5-piece was offered to do a test to get 5-piece to drop his claim. The moment that caught what seemed the entire world by storm. Test proved he was a Roottree. Suddenly, the world was obsessed with the Anonymom and Jane Doe Roottree. Lie, an anonymous woman who the press began to refer to as the Anonymom, appeared in interviews with her face and voice disguised. She claimed that the affair led to the birth of her daughter, aka Jane Doe Roottree. If true, this would make her daughter yet another secret Roottree and therefore entitled to share a connected trust. Nobody knew it at the time, but this was about to be the last chapter in the saga. As more and more of Anonymom's story came out, people began to notice how much it echoed 5 Pez's in nearly every significant way. The court of public opinion began to turn world suspicion. A test, orchestrated by lawyers on both sides, proved that her daughter was not a Roottree. The final event caused public disappointment, smugness from doubters, and countless accusations of the entire ordeal being an elaborate hoax or attempt at fraud. It got a bit ugly, and fun of Roottree overnight. Now, a month later, it feels. Okay, so I'm gonna go through and highlight these because there'll probably be moments in the press we can like specifically Google. Okay. Dang, so there's so much already. So we want to look up. Oh my god, my childhood. Okay, cool. So we have all these things. So notes quickly behind. Yeah. We do that. What was his name? Flix Fellows. Let's look at Fellows. Oh, what do you mean nothing relevant? Oh. There we go. 5-piece, aka Felix Fellows, is a rapper who has found some recent radio play after being publicly lost root felt part of their fortune. Alias 5 Pez is a book on 5-piece. An article you find on a website known as harsh review of modern music album. All Evil. 1 star out of 7. For whatever reason, with the headline, more poser than my action figure collection. He mentioned that his real name is David. So by Dirty Dave. The author rues the fact that this rebranding was a marketing stunt in defense of his mother's tragic past. She overdosed when she was 16. Apparently only one of the songs on the album is new. The others were written to references to sex, drugs, and violence into clumsy use. That's bad. Rise to prominence was kickstarted when he appeared a few months ago on the cover. Whose time holding a photo of his mother with Guy Hudson. Oh, and Guy was one of the far left. No, he was one of the presidents. I think he was the second president. That's right. They're the twins. At first, the Roottree company denied it vehemently. Miracle Roottrees even appeared on the same magazine a week later, but then they backtracked and publicly welcomed him. The press release at the time stated that he had evidence. Okay, first off, Date. Why does he spell everything terribly? So we'll need to go to news time. I have to remember. There we go. That's how we add that. Major news periodical that releases every week. The rapper famously appeared on the cover, claiming later Miracle name denying he was. That's it. We need to also check out Roottree, the actual Roottrees picture on there. The high-profile back-to-back discourse right before the start of Roottrees Mania, they appeared to be the de facto publication to get news about the ongoing saga. They reported record subscriber numbers during this time, which lasted until the end of Roottrees. The world generally stopped paying much attention. They went back to reporting more. Times appears to be available Okay. So, let's check out Root of All Dal. Its debut album. According to various sources, the album is most 5Pez recorded and mixtapes became notable, but re-recorded with lyrical professional production. All Your Problems, the first and only single released. After dropping the single, 5Pez announced he'd lawyer Whitlock, his family. To date, it doesn't fall through. At first, the single didn't make much of a splash, but Whitlock, known for his publicity, thousands of teenage hours an hour, call and request the video on MTV, like highlighting everything, which increased its profile. MTV eventually caught on and banned the video altogether, which in turn received national news coverage and made it popular. Okay, so let's look up All Your Problems. Oh, we have a new song to listen to. The track is the only new song on the album. The subject matter of the song is the hypocrisy of those that claim money is evil. It points out that the only money is evil are those that have it, those that can't afford to be. The song 5Pez triumphantly talks about taking the Roottrees' wealth due to it being his birthright and giving it to those who need it most. Find a copy of the song on the website and download it for your record. Okay, so he's gonna try to be all Robin Hood-y on it. Hey Ziggy, good walk. You had fun. What else? Let's look up Block as well. Kinda going through things, and then we'll come back and look at the evidence, is my thought. Lawyer with a history of public stunts and grandstanding. Still, she's managed to rack up quite a few legal victories and see celebrities and athletes. Came in 1980 after succeeding national company whose 12-inch subs were actually an average of 11.5 inches long. He argued that since the company sold billions that was enough sandwich to make a sub long enough for the span of New York to Los Angeles. The jury awarded her a paltry $5,000, but the coverage of her crusade turned out to be priceless. Okay, so she's not needed. Then we looked up All Your Problems. The News Miracle. Looked up that. See if there's anything else under 5Pez. Probably not. Yeah, so we already did that. Already so many things. Property. Well, evil. Try dirty. Hey. According to fan sites, Felix Fellows is not 5Pez's actual name. His birth name was David Fellows. Ah, here we go. Davey was 5P's stage name. Sell records and perform live shows in Portland under that name. Hey, Portland! There's some people selling his old tapes and auction sites. One called Dirty Devil. Another Dirt Poor. A mixtape by Dirty Dave released in 1996. There's a lot of online discourse from people who like to point out that that in one of the songs, Felix Fellows includes someone that would be revealed to be his own cousin. Huh. Oh, in a list of attracted women. Okay, so cousin. That's gonna be helpful for actually placing where he's at. Lyrics to one song, Heat, mentions a few different prominent female actresses, models, and musicians from the 90s and provides a crude pun online or line about what fellows felt about them. When re-released in 99, much of the rhetoric was toned down to be less overly profane. Line referencing Rihanna was clumsily removed by Dana. A reference to the character from the X-Files because he learned about her? Maybe? That was Dirt Poor. The other one. Did I not do the other one? Oh, it's Dirty. Oh, I see it. Okay. Dirty Devil. I see it now. First mixtape, early 90s. Discrepancies and debates about what year exactly it was released based on some pop culture references. Range thought to be somewhere between 92 and 94. One of the songs, Yes I Can Jump, gosh, or the Confused. Fantasies claim that there are multiple versions with track lists and songs linked. Because there's very little evidence online, it's always harder to verify that info. Yes, I can. Song mixtape. It's the only song that didn't make it into studio album. People thought it should have in it. He references a popular movie in '92, White Men Can't Jump. Reference caused some confusion among the fan base. Because of it, it is agreed upon that the mixtape would come out in '92 at the earliest. But others point out that Fellows references 17th could have been in 1994. Might be helpful. Some take this to mean that the album had to have been released in '94 at the earliest. Others claim that he was likely just trying to make himself sound older since more questionable lyrics. He has stated multiple times that he was a dumb kid. Okay, so let's look up here. By... was that Dirty? Dirty... TV? Name? Dirty Davy. Okay. So I don't think he takes us anywhere. Oh, we got Yes I Can Jump. We tried finding Heat. Or we did. Not. Oh, we did. Okay. Well, things. Okay. Maybe that's nothing. Look up David Fellows. Okay, that's that. Okay, and then we can go to the periodicals. Check out the New Times for what's he under? Felix Fellows. Felix Fellows, aka 5Pez, famously appeared on the cover of Newstime, kicking off Roottrees mania. Then a week later, Miracle Roottrees appeared on the cover of the magazine, an article that focused heavily on 5Pez as well. Summary of both articles, as well as a close-up photo of 5Pez is holding the covers added to your evidence. Perfect. Okay, and then Guy? Okay. That's all we're getting from that. So let's go check our evidence now. Okay. Oh, so he's saying that's his mom. 5Pez, aka Felix Fellows, appeared on the cover of Newstime holding a photo of his mother and Guy Hudson. Article concerns that his father was Guy Hudson. The story was dramatic and sensational, and dismissed as fake until the test proved he was related to Guy. 5Pez says that his mother, Joanna, Zach Morton's secretary. So his mom's name is Joanna. He retired, and then Guy Hudson's secretary for only 1 or 2 weeks after that before she quit. First, he was president. His parents divorced when he was 4 after his father learned of the affair. Felix and his mother then moved to Portland because he was afraid of her life. He grew up with her until he was 16, but one day his mother never came home from the rental store where she worked registered. The next morning, they found her dead from an overdose in her car. She had stolen all the cash from the drawer and spent it on heroin. Sad. Felix went through her belongings. The only thing she had to remember her by were a hairbrush she had always used, photos, and a stuffed animal from her childhood. Then he found it, a box hidden in the back of her closet. Inside were love letters and photos related to Guy Hudson, as well as a letter from his father containing threats. Oh. He threw it all away with the exception of the one photo that appears times. He says it was the one where they were dressed. Oh! The only one not from the affair itself. The picture is shown in full inside the magazine added to your evidence. The magazine also includes additional history about 5Pez's career. Felix Fellows was born to Riley and Jonah Fellows. Has never rapped without a moncure. Tried to find success by opening for other artists and even by selling CDs on street corners in Portland. Started going by 5Pez to harness the power of his art. Even like last one, Rihanna made a comment about like your name is so much more powerful. Like words are power, like power. The writer did some research, able to confirm that Joanna did work for the Roottrees. the company as a secretary sometime during the mid-70s. Also confirmed she died of a drug overdose and that Felix went into foster care soon after. They were unable to track down his father. They also reached out to the company. The moment the company's statement was the release of a recent book, Roottrees has seen an overwhelming number of false and claims. None have been factual, and nearly all have been knowingly dishonest. Out to us in a capacity as. Alright. Miracle with his tie! Charlatans and thieves. God. Miracle Roottrees appeared on the cover of News Time shortly after Five Pez did. Vehemently denied that Five Pez was a the article was from before the DNA test proved. Miracle didn't focus much on the detail of Five Pez's accusation regarding his mother and Guy Hudson. Instead, he comes across as exhausted at the events that have been going on behind him, as well as the characters that are attacking his family. It starts with a 6-piece content. It says that although most of the book was based on fact, he left out anything that wouldn't fit the agenda. He points out Sam's daughter still has a generous salary for farms division. That Sam did the same before her. Sam's family was not destitute, and that really it was only her son who chose to take on a job with no salary. Claims that they thought they didn't have to. They only helped pay for her son's medical bills after voting that was the right thing to do. Miracle also says the story about his father, Elias, shunning East one-sided, leaving out Edward thing. Elias gave him a simple ultimatum. Stop sinning or be disowned. Miracle says it was his own choice. Miracle! And that Elias allowing him to earn food and shelter on the company's dime was kindness, especially considering that he and John continued together. Miracle then pivots to a fallout from the accounts and deluge of comments of claims to the claims and trust the family have been subjected to. He doesn't cite any specifics, but that every time someone comes forward, the family devolves into argument. He had to hire an outside legal help, but so far every case has been demonstrably, laughably false. All they do is tarnish his family's reputation. Well, I mean, you got power. You gotta be ready for that. Oh, that's right. Miracle's a preacher, so he has a different mindset on how things are. Focuses on Five Pez, who appears on News Time before him. He calls him a grifter and a says he is using products to sell filth to masses. All the accusations he's most dangerous because he exposes the cites Five Pez's lyrics as violent, sexist, and ungodly. The boy will repent, retract his lies, and find religion. Lastly, he turns to the future. Miracle states that those that wish to hear the true story can join him on his farewell tour this upcoming fall. Miracle Roottrees are planning touring the country's churches one last time, and now age 71, Miracle is the oldest living Roottrees. Dang. While he plans to continue preaching at his own church in Butler County after the tour, this is your last chance to hear the truth from a man with the recollection of one of America's most families near town. The article mentioned that Miracle's son, Miracle Jr., did not wish to comment and has a Clark Rafferty Roottrees law firm. Miracle does not speak for his entire family. We're working carefully on a plan to definitively fidelity in our past. The article does not refute those claims that he's the oldest living Roottrees, despite Sam Madison being born the year before him. Unclear if Miracle made the claim out of ignorance or spite. Ooh, Miracle, you're kind of gross. Roottrees family picnic. Oh. Rapper Five Pez appeared on the cover of News Time holding the Polaroid of his mother. The Jonah and Guy affair that led to his birth. The only single from Five Pez's album, Root of All Evil. It received some airplay, but didn't make a big splash critically. Still, it's kind of catchy. Right, let's listen.
Attention, attention, Roottrees. This is Five Piece coming at you from the real world. You know, the place you ain't ever lived in.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Root of all your
Man,
problems.
y'all are hypocrites, sitting back in your massive estates, built from the cash that your ancestors gave you, acting like you somehow deserve it, based on your family's creations. Yo, but looky here, sonny, don't you come for our money, or you might burn bright in hellfire. fire someday, like that Madsen chick and her two dads. My pappy's cleansing trust should keep you away. Yo, it's disturbing, catching a sermon from a geezer who's never known hurt, but blurts out these claims that somehow we're sinners cause we didn't earn it. When all of your worth it came free with your name, you expect me to treat your lectures on greed as some expert creed from he without blame. How about instead I turn my other cheeks and spread them? When you give me a kiss, you'll know just where to aim.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds you the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons for the needle. So once more with passion, tell this poor tragic orphan how your mansions and Porsches are actually horrible.
How I'm better off penniless, grasping for morsels. How one in my share,
That's actually extortion with your candy ass name, synonymous with sweets. Oh, you wanna call me classless? I'm gangster from Portland, but I play that game. I came up on the streets, the only streets you reppin' are Park Place and Boardwalk. Hypocrisy, monopoly is toppling. When I knock, have G's.
top off my pockets, please.
Cause the same God that got to steal my mom from me is what he wants, right? For you to live in poverty. And if you're suddenly not eager to unhand that fortune, that's unfortunate. I guess I'm gonna have to take my portion, and I'll do it all legally. Class action, courtroom, decorum. I way past your fancy ass dormant.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Bring the choir in.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Yeah.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds you the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons for the needle. Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds you the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons for the needle.
Okay, that actually was fire. I loved that. Alright, so yeah, he's definitely like, I will take money and make it other people who don't deserve all of it. Oh. No. She worked for them in the 70s. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, if this is Guy... Oh, there's a star. Oh, does that have to do with... Oh! Okay, so 5 Pez is him. And then this will be Guy. Guy! Guy! You naughty monkey. Okay, so yeah, start to here. This will be Guy. This will be Mom, Joanna. Ooh. Oh no! Oh, they made it so much harder. Oh no! Oh man, you gotta really be paying attention with. What was his? Shoot, man, glad I highlighted things. Riley. Okay, and she was a secretary. And you are David Fellows. Right, David Fellows? Yeah, David Fellows. A rapper. No. Musician. No. Oh my goodness, Guy. Guy. Okay, so these ones. Interesting. So it's only for the new ones that you have to remember the last name. But then the Roottrees will have the full name. You were the president. I think you were the second. Right? The third? The third president. Real close. Oh, and I need 4. Oh. Oh my gosh. Guy, this is disgusting. nasty. Because then he also has married to Patricia, but they never had kids. Dude, that's so uncool. Okay. So, God, like overwhelmed. Add a page for 5 Pez. Not how you spell that. How do I edit? Ba-bum. Mom. That. Oh, Ziki. Press release. Pez. Dave for Guy Hudson's dad. All your problems. This we should probably look into. Devil, Hurt Poor, Cousin, Jump, White Boy, Mother and Guy Hudson. Okay, and then this stuff is all miracle stuff. So let's look up the call and request the video on MTV. Let's see if we can even check out MTV. Probably not. Okay, that's fine. So from there, let's look into Miracle Last Tour. Okay, there must be a name for it. Farewell Tour? No, okay. There's the Roottrees Rift, there's Roottrees Mania. Okay, let's look up then Madsen. Published 1999. Sam Madsen's book was released earlier this year and details the truth about Elias Roottrees as well as Sam's father, Edward John Miller. Helped verify her story, so much of the book's contents are. That said, Sam has some sections and other family secrets, and much of it didn't matter to the primary purpose of the book. Some of it is new to you, and maybe sections have been added to your notes. Perfect. Out the way. There it is. Ah, Unwrapping America's Sweetest Family. Sam's book has a few different passages about her own history. Gossip she ran the farm for a period starting around 8 after the death of Elias Roottrees' daughter Gwen in 1984. Most of the relevant rumors side with the reign of Guy Hudson, who took over as president in 1970. Very much not a fan of Guy, and according to Secret Open Secret family, that Guy was very much not a fan of remaining faithful to his wife Patricia. Many of their hires at the time were young single. Guy often spent a lavish amount of money on private parties. God. It was 20 years ago, and Sam warns that most of it is hearsay. Still, you find the following information that may be relevant. One of Sam's farm supervisors, Elizabeth, had a daughter who Sam never met, but worked as one of Guy's secretaries. Oh. According to Elizabeth, a caterer from a local restaurant called Ellie's met her daughter at one of Guy's parties, and they eloped quickly to a pregnancy. Ooh. Elizabeth wasn't aware the party was for swingers. Whoa. Rumor has it that her daughter showed up with Guy and didn't seem comfortable with partners. Okay. Guy's main positive contribution to the company involved expanding to markets tapped by Roottrees. However, when he went on trips over often for that time, and Guy was known more time and money on unofficial manufacturers. Said that he bribed at least one politician to open a factory in Brazil. Guy's kind of terrible. There's also a section where Sam speculates that Elias may have also cheated on Gwyneth. What? Gwyneth was always much kinder to Sam than Elias was, and was the first to invite Sam to family events. While she had no hard evidence, Sam always got the impression that Gwyneth was able to force Elias into allowing Sam back into the family using kind of leverage, instead of it being a natural course of events. She mentioned that Elias and Gwyneth were known to loudly argue about another woman. Oh. Sam also says her son Ernie once asked her, "Who's Beth?" because he overheard them yelling about someone with that name. As far as Sam knows, Elias once had a secretary named Elizabeth. Oh. Different Elizabeth than the supervisor from the farm, but she never met her. Oh, there's some tea. And that would probably be, 1920. Oh my god. But I can't use the picture from... I'm going to just have to go with Elias. Wait. Yeah, so they would be the earliest. Yeah. Okay. This would be Elias and Elizabeth of some sort. Don't know her last name though. Secretary was the president. First president. Okay. And what else do we get from that? Beth. Elizabeth had a daughter who Sam never met, but who worked as one of Guy's secretaries. So, another secretary. Scummy. Is this some interest that we... Is this kosher? They do make a joke about it, though, in the original, of, like, bringing home a cousin. That's icky. That would be recent. How distant is this cousin? Even then, not a fan. Everybody's... Except for her. Everybody's married in November. Ugh. I don't like it. I don't want to know. Okay. So, let's check out Antonelli's. Comes up with that. One list. There are a large number of Antonelli's restaurants, not because it's a chain, just because it's a common name for Italian restaurants or local. Okay. We'll probably go to the periodicals, Butler County Times. Italian restaurant has been in the Butler County Times twice. The most time was when it closed in '92. The owner, Mel Zimmer, told the land the building was on at the time of the article. She was unsure if the restaurant would location or she would retire. Many years before that, there's a puff piece for Valentine's Day, 1978, that asked remarried residents of Butler County how they met. Garland responded, she and her husband Jeff Antelli go when she delivered mother's. Steve used to work extra hours just to be there during her deliveries. Although they grew apart when the restaurant switched suppliers, they reconnected by chance and eloped at the end of last year. Oh, now she has a bun in the oven. I think that's her. I think that's the daughter. They were both working as much as they can. She's a secretary, but went back to delivering produce on the weekends, trying to save up money to move to Boston and open a restaurant. Okay, gotta put a note in. So, Christy. Type Garland is the daughter Elizabeth. Fifth reference. The 6th article. Potential affair partner with guy. Thing is... Because we're gonna have to figure out which one came first. Based on this being 1978, they got married around then, a little bit before. Okay. Oh, and then let's check out Rochelle Zimmer. I don't think they have anything to do with it. Yeah, okay. Garland? Check out Steve Garland. No? What about Chris? Chris. Oh, here we go. Steve Garland has mentioned a couple of articles. The first was an article about how he met his wife, the Antonellis. The second is from months later in September of 1978, a list for his weekly classes. Gourmet for the Groovy. The blurb mentions that he's been giving lessons in the kitchen for the last month so he can keep an eye on his son. Oh. Third was from 1991, titled Local Author Sued by Former... Ooh. Former Butler County resident. It seems that a local author by the name of Mark Zimmer... Wait, isn't that... name of Mark Zimmer was sued by Garland after Garland saw Zimmer promoting his book Kitchen Tales on television. The recipe book was partially plagiarized from the recipes that Garland would give his students. The article mentions that although recipes are hard to copyright, Garland accompanied the recipe with a short fiction about how he learned it. Doubled as a way to remember certain ingredients. Garland's meat salad, for example, involved making a trade with a magic bean. Apparently, these stories were found word for word in Zimmer's cookbook, in addition to it all the same format. Idiot. Let's check out Gourmet for the Groovy. Okay, so look up the author. Oh. Or by Butler, by former Butler County resident. Okay. And then the other thing is we look up Kitchen Tales. I feel like I'm doing better this time around. A little more on it. Kitchen Tales was a story-based recipe book credited to Mark Zimmer that had some success after it was featured on a morning talk show. The book released before the internet was widespread, so mentions are rare. One book collector states that the publishers were unprepared for the demand and there was no second print to find a copy in the wild. Find an alternative medicine website which focuses on natural ingredients. It mentions that one of Kitchen Tales recipes is salt water. The owner of the site has included a can of the recipe which is added to your evidence. It says if you switch out the salt water in the recipe for a mix of spring water and 1/3 water, it tastes. We do Kitchen Tales by Mark Zimmer. Out of print. Released of Garnishing the Truth. Entire description of the recipe of the... Okay, so let's check out Garnishing the Truth. Copy. Paste. Right here then. Credited to Garland and Zimmer. Okay. 94 is actually quite successful after the duo appeared to promote it on daytime talk show. Book review. Recipes are accompanied by stories that help remember the... Okay. I wonder if it's going anywhere, or if it's just one of those, like, paths you go on. Genealogy is going good, Tyler. Thank you for asking. We're just getting started, but look at... Here, I'll show you. This was the original genealogy tree, so these are the founders. And then they had 6 kids. And then all of them had kids. And so you had to go through and figure out all of those. It's wild. And now we're figuring out, of the original family, who had affairs. And this guy, dummy, he had like 5 affairs. And then I think there might be Roottrees that like incest but not incest. I don't know how close they are, but we just got started. There's a few things. And then we're also thinking the founder of the whole company also had an affair and has his own lineage. It's wild. Wild. It's a good time though. We're having fun. I'm having fun. Okay. Got The Plated Loaf. Kitchen Tales is a book that combines recipes and stories. It had mild popularity but seemed to marketplace of one story in a website how to bake the plated loaf. 2 bakers, Flora and Yates, flirted. Through their friendship, compared recipes by knowledge. She loved his salt and pepper. He adored her rosemary cheeks. They thought sweetly about one another, but he was one day whisked away, conscripted to bake the army's bread. But the oil of the lamp, Flora's tears began to salt her bread. The recipe asked the reader to combine flour, yeast, olive oil, rosemary, and salt water together. Add the mixture with firm. Oh, okay. So is this his love story that he's sharing? 10 to 12 years later, but they met again. Seeming by fate, Flora's unique dough had earned her a position as personal baker. Yates had found success as well. He baked for the kingdom's 45 diplomats. One day they returned to the Dutch Isles with a gift. 450 unbaked loaves, and were sent to the palace bakery to use a method that required no knead. Allow the dough to proof for 12 hours, then spread it out and let it sit for over 45 minutes on a flour baking sheet. Prepare the Dutch oven. On seeing Yates, Flora was both delighted and distraught. She felt as if she had not been made aware of the gift and had already prepared funds for the palace oven. Yates warmly, but was struck by fears that he was unable to bake with her, that she'd face retribution unprepared. She cried to Yates, adding more salt to her dough. Cut the dough into... Yeah, this is literally their love story of her getting pregnant by Guy and being upset because she wants to be with him. Oh, what an interesting way to write a story, though. Yates eased her pain. He insisted she had no obligation to prepare for a return she thought impossible. But he shared her fear of retribution. They did not solve her predicament. Their final chance to bake together. Again, instead of wallowing in the present, they worked together to shape the future. They didn't wind their doughs and bake them as one. Thus was born the plated loaf. Baby of Guy, raised by good man. Word quickly spread his new delight. The king's decree on royal parchment that would be considered a delicacy. Roll and twist the pieces, find them, wrap them around the Dutch oven, blah blah. Bankrolled by the king, Flora and Yates spent the day baking together. Traveled for 5 years, settled down for golden with no regrets. Okay. There's 2 things we can get from this. I don't know what those are. I think we need to figure out firstly. That gives us some timelines. So based on this, so 75. Maybe it's here. They got married. Right? Yeah, it's saying that they got married. So maybe this is... Oh, the people we were just reading. What's his name? Garland? What were there? Christy Garland. 78. Yeah, so this is 75 and this is 78. Okay, okay. Let's check out Christy Garland. And you were a secretary. All the secretaries. This is... What's his name? Steve. They were married. Garland. Oh, but that's not going to be her actual... Not her maiden name. You know? I don't think I have Elizabeth's last name, because if we find Elizabeth's last name... Yeah, I don't think we get her last name. If we have hers, we can figure out her daughter's last name. Oh my goodness. Hard on the brain. Who's texting me? What do you want? Okay. Oh... Messy. Messy. Okay, so let's do the Garland. I hit the camps. Garlands. Let's move stuff over there. It organized. Garland. The plated loaf. Books. Garnishing the truth. By Garland. Eye on his son, so it's a boy. The bonded husband Steve for the farm. The food. Okay. Due to pregnancy, Antonelli had a daughter. Elias once had a secretary named Elizabeth, and Elizabeth is Garland's mom. Oh, how do we figure out who the secretaries were? Maybe look up Elias Roottrees, because there might be more info. Older version. Okay, let's read this first. Elias and Gwyneth Roottrees were never really celebrities, but the general public's perception of them classic faces associated with the company had always been in high regard. This was Elias's intention as a family brand. 6 pieces. The candy company is Elias as a brand connected figure. There have also been those who have argued that it was his right to decide how to split. Wrong. Has led to some heated television exchanges and op-eds. First, Anderson Maple Farm only used to be a popular tourist attraction during the summer months when it had special tours. However, it has since the explosion of off-season decided to show support of Elias and Gwyneth's traditional values and financial rights. Ooh, they're not gonna like what we're about to do. Cries and support was followed by pickets from gay rights activists were some particularly inflammatory organizations. Amongst all the conflict, the farm has since shut down, seemingly definitely. The website says check back later. What's from Bess Williams' book? Appears to have been taken down. Oh, older? Oh, okay, so this is what we saw before. Watchmen. Oh, there, yeah, and then Family Tree. Family Man. Okay. Double checking. Yep. Credited for 5. Let's check out the Roottrees candy. See if we can get a picture. Oh, that didn't. Much has changed over the last many months at the candy company website. Although during your last search, you got a good look at the hit. The design itself has clearly become much more corporate. On or any focuses on Elias Roottrees. Instead, the site seems to be the present status of their candy offering, high quality JPEGs of each of their products. There are also some small ads for Root. Oh, right, Root. The clothing company owned by the Rootree Candy Company. A small section at the bottom of the list as President Clark Rafferty LaRue. Report bio mentions that he was responsible for some of their marketing campaigns after the unfortunate plane crash. There's also a small memorial section for those that perished in the plane crash, including. Oh, there's lots of names. Carl and Brenda, Kurt Johnson, Mark Sanchez, Elias, Liza Nichols. Okay. And if we show older, the farm, root. Okay. So let's check out the book. I don't think we got anything last time we did this. I think it's now like propaganda and it's a whole thing. And ooh, latent corporate propaganda. Okay, but we got an evidence from it. Now we have a picture of Elias put in our thing. Naughty boy, naughty naughty. We're gonna have so many pictures of Guy. Elizabeth. Yeah, different Elizabeth though than this Elizabeth. Okay. Let me go back. Dictionary defines propaganda as information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. If they were to replace that definition with a picture, it would be a picture of this book. Book tells you nothing new about Elias, and from what you know of extended family, you're not sure it tells you anything true about Elias either. The issue of this book was so lazy that they read the famous photo from Elias from Binge Watch for copyright had expired. Best thing it has going for it that it's only 85 pages long. That's so funny. Okay, so we can do Business Watch again. Elias Root. Awarded Watchman of the Year for his accomplishment. Notes from the article in a scan page for the cover have been added. I don't think it has. Oh, I see. Hasn't been. Okay, it's irrelevant. Okay. Ooh, what if we look up? Well, we kind of already finished. David. Hello. We could go potentially back to it. But I don't think we need to right now. Still need to look up modern save that there. No, at least that's that. Then Elias? That we can reorder this. Part of the Elias line. If you look up Gwyneth Roottrees, will that do anything? And the farm? Elias and oh. Right, they were named after her actual name then. Madsen, that's right. Not Roottrees. What? How dare you? How dare you? She's running a farm. Okay. How do I get more information about their secretary? But I want to know. What else do we have? We have the 6 pieces. We have a couple things we can look up. Unwrapping America's Sweetest Family by Sam Madison. Here we go. Did you look this up? Yeah, we did. It was the book. That's right. Released early 99, perhaps assisted by the still relatively plane crash, shot to the top of the charts. Next, its time on the bestseller for only 2 months. Most before the book about Samantha's fathers and the struggles they faced, telling of the takedown of the hypocrisy of Elias Roottree's curve. However, many took umbrage with the timing of the release and took the book, which is addictive. Fallout from the book led to the Roottrees scrambling to conflict days, confusing mood, pop culture, the late night sketch about infinitus, a more traditional analysis have been calling it the rift. A few months later, many of the book entered the chart better than the book. Okay, so let's and do a paste. 3 press releases from the Roottrees Company after the release of Secret Rift. Conflicts between at first was fairly standard, isolated. There were no president of the company, but the entire family was aware of the release of the book and that they would be possible. Then could they verify the legitimacy of it by the next step? Second, papers 3 hours later and announced that after a vote, Ron Roottree would be taking over as the president. It also went on to state that Ron was aware of the book, had verified the claim then, would look into getting Miss Madison in her. It also stated that the company lawyer would be taking immediate steps with the trust in terms that nothing like this would happen again. Oh, it's gonna happen. It's coming. It's clear to business reporters and analysis that the time between the press release could not have been gather a majority of the family conference calls. This was reported on many news. Third, much shorter press release today claimed that the draft of the announcement was that Clark Lafferty LaRue and Ron Roottrees taking over the company as presidents. It also stated that any compensation plan would be based on a verification process. Okay. So if we go to periodicals, we do the Roottrees Rift. Business? Business Watch ran an article about 2 months after the Roottrees Rift, which really happened with the article mentions that nobody from Roottrees that they reached out to was willing to go on record. Instead, the timeline of events have been constructed from public record, accidental, and a source on the inside. Parts that are new to you are also the most vague parts, the ones by their anonymous source. The timeline says that the family actually held a preliminary vote after Carl Roottrees died, but before they decided they wanted Ron Roottrees over our production, well known and well respected. But Ron seemed way too eager and personally motivated. They were worried he would get the Clancy Trust to remove Robbie Roottrees. Oh, that's right, because his brother embezzled money. The family was notoriously unwilling to do that could risk their wealth. They stalled, and Ron became frustrated with 6 pieces came out. He saw his chance to pull action with limelight and release a press release. Help! Oh, in an attempt to get the ball rolling faster, so he went behind everyone's back. Caused chaos within the family. They tried to save face by allowing Ron to take over as co-president with Clark, but according to Business Watcher's source, Ron was impossible to deal with. Unwilling to protect the Clancy Trust, and they eventually let him go. After that, the role passed solely to Clark, which nobody was excited about, but seemed like the safest place. So my thought here is, with all of this, Ron or Clark had an affair, and we need to know who was president when. Anything else? Maybe this? No. Alright. Still need to look up Clark. Copy it. New president of Roottrees Corporation. This does not include Root. Appears to have its own new leadership. Oh, so we need to look that up. Got leadership. Early March of '99, about 5 months ago, it was announced that both Clark and Ron would be over for what was described as the aftermath of 6 years. About 2 weeks later, the company released a press statement thanking Ron for his work, but announced that Clark was the new president. Bucks. I mean, mess around and find out. Most of the information about Clark you knew already. Many just tend to focus on his advertising career. To touch on his complex and volatile marriage. Yeah, Clark had some stuff. Taking over, Clark has tried to remain out of the spotlight, but did have one notable foray in the public eye. He gained a lot of support when his first move, a statement in favor of accepting Sam's trust, also served as an announcement that Sam's trust would no longer be like anyone in their financial situation. None of them could ever be partial. Smart. Very smart. Look up Root. Website has a small memorial section about the deceased members of the catalog. Had an entirely black cover with no text on it. On the leadership page, you learn currently managed by a designer who is the White's second in. Okay, you don't recognize her name. She seems unrelated in this search. Also, a scholarship page. On it, you find information about the Roottrees fashion scholarship. Not important. Awarded to 3 underprivileged high school girls each year. Fashion. It also gives them an opportunity to show off their designs on malls and runway. According to the site, the fund was created directly from shares that would have contributed to credits of the live. Like other aspects of the trust, it's made by prizes. Okay, so let's look up scholarship first. Oh, it helps if I type it in. Okay. Nothing there. So then let's look up the enterprises. Ruby Legal Enterprises is the name of the law firm that has been hired by the Roottrees Candy Company. The company is after its head lawyer, Ruby Pratt. Can't find much about the company for this year, though all the articles tell the same tale. After the fiasco of Six Piece, the revelation that the law group was a cover-up, hired outside counsel. The Legal Enterprise Group now seems to have ties to multiple aspects of MD. High-profile lawsuit was raised against Napoli. Oh, that's not. Oh, shoot. What I wanted. I wanted this. Copy it. Monster. Author of best known for Portrait of a Chain. Man, my gosh, there's guys. In 79, her follow-up Foreign Gospel did not perform as well critically, but sold quite respectively. She has written a few more books since then, including a biography of Van Gogh. First two are acclaimed fame. According to about author Cicely, nonfiction, Darkness and Psyche. Recently, she appeared in a magazine called an article about books she had been commissioned to write for Guy Hudson. Wrote a book. Magazine and Cicely herself were immediately issued a cease and desist to its including a picture she never had the rights to publish. The issue was put on 4 shelves, making it a collector's item. Okay. Gotta check out Pico Tea first. Category of flower. No. Megas. There we go. Publication that, as far as you can tell, has no consistency. Tends to tabloid-esque articles that appeal to a wider variety of audiences. Grocery store checkout line. Unlike traditional tabloids, it doesn't typically have celebrities on the cover. Instead, match onto the sensational headlines about whatever subject could be popular. Babies, magic eye images, and even it has often come under fire for the 90s were come under fire for printing fiction along with facts. Pick gets around this by stating in every issue that all of the articles are all the hearsay that fits to print. At one point, it ran an article about Cicely Sanchez, an author. She written an unread book about Guy Hudson. The article was not even the main, yet the magazine was by Roottrees Company. Wonder why. The particular issue, Big Sass Sea Bass issue, was pulled from shelves. It has now become a collector's item, especially among conspiracy theorists, to figure out what the Roottrees is hiding. Find a recent finished online auction that listed a copy over $1,000, though nobody filed. Highlight? Copy? Oh, I can just wait, hold on. Draw? Under this. Oh, yes. Issue that focused on taking toy fish and their demonic messages that supposedly said as the batteries ran low. Rickety had an article about canceled book by... The book subject was Guy Hudson. Issue was said to continue not have the right to publish because of the pictures. The issue was themselves making the subject of conspiracies. Instant collector's item due to this recall. Version found in these archives is okay. Pictures was naughty. Possible. Do I not get the pictures? Weird. Issue that contained the article book seemed photos of guy that Sicily did not own the rights to publish. Pulled from shelves. Relevant pages removed. Oh man. So it's missing stuff. So we need to find out how to get that information. Yeah. Okay, so the search. Well, here. Okay. Covered a lawsuit between this surrounding her. They said she didn't have the rights to distribute photos. They'd be pulling their issue. Cause an issue to sell faster. Never have normally purchased it. Went out of their way to buy one just in case. Not the eye of conspiracy theorists. Likely Ruby could have had the story pulled if it got in court. Okay. Wonder. Really wish I could just like, no, get on eBay. See if we can find it. Big sass. Big sass. Talking fish. It's on a fake mount on your wall. When you press the button, it speaks into it. It mimics your voice and then it insults you. Love that. Many people consider it a rip-off of a more popular, wall-mounted communication-based fish decoration, but the package makes that this does not sing. Oh, the 90s. You gotta love the 90s. We did stuff. What the advertisement says, set sea bass apart from its competitors is ironic and sarcastic wit, dealing with laughter. It's fun for the whole family. On this big sassy bass, words reeling oceans and folded to recognize how clever the copywriter was. He appeared on the cover of the magazine, and the related article appeared. The hours after the magazine, it's become a collector's item ripe for conspiracy theories about Roottrees trying to keep. So, my thought with this is that they're trying to push us towards. Where was it? Where was it? This thing, the Chris Rafferty like conspiracy site. Let's see. Graph 75. Oh, I got something from that. Oh. Site seems to have been discovered by the masses. Gone are the art pictures of his cousin. Instead, it's a list of questions that people kept emailing him. Relevant ones following. Who the son of Clark Rafferty? Yes, but I didn't grow up with him. I remember him from when I was a little kid, but I moved away with my mom when I was young. Left Pennsylvania, moved back home to there with Pete's stepdad. Dad and I spoke a few times when I found his phone number to check he sent us in the mail when I was 15. Happy to hear from me now. Calls me once a month and college. He tells me about things I don't remember and people like Guy Hudson. Ernie Madsen. My dad and I get along, but obviously we're. You ever meet the Roottrees? I used to know the Roottrees. Office some. Oh, I'll be going till probably like 1 o'clock, Tyler. Yeah, like a 3 hour. I don't think I'll finish this. It'll probably be next. I was in the office sometimes when I was a kid, and I definitely met Guy Hudson before he died, but I don't remember. Memory is weird, and it's hard to know what I actually remember and what I only think I do because I have pictures. For example, I have a photo from when I was 5, and in the office with my dad and Guy was there. I made myself sick by eating chocolate, and someone I don't know cleaned my face. Don't know if my memories of that come from the picture or not. The photo. Oh, so that's probably one of the people worked. How did you have proof of Ernie Madison's heart condition? I knew Ernie had a heart problem because my dad told me on one of our phone calls. I asked him about the poison because I saw it on the Roottrees Curse website, and he emailed some old stuff including, but even the website still didn't take it down. Spelled Beyonce wrong. I'm not good at spelling or writing. I'm good at painting and other art. I'm going to how to edit movies. Much better at spelling. Okay. Well, wait. Okay, so Guy, Ernie, and there's Guy in the background. Bonnie. Chris. One of the people. Okay. Don't know who. We don't know. Don't know his timeline necessarily, because that could be pretty recent. Like that could be the final affair. Don't know. Oh, I have to verify him first. Okay. Her last name is not Garland. It's unknown. Oh, we zoom. Yeah, if he's in college now and it's... Year is it? What year is it? It's 99. So if we go back to like early 90s. Yeah, might be one of the last. Because if he... Well... Yeah, if you're born... Please hold, I'm having maths. If you're, say, 20... 9 minus 20... That's like 1979 is when you're... So if he's like 4-ish, 5-ish in this photo, that would track. So that would say that she's probably be the last heir. Okay. Here's some of the other notable 6 species Roottrees Rift. Clark. Anonymom. We haven't looked up Anonymom at all. Look up Anonymom. Second high-profile case after Felix Fellows of a potential being added to the claim of trust. Instead of claiming herself a Roottrees, however, she left. Oh, daughter was a Roottrees. But this one's one that proved to be false. The accusation during the height of Roottrees mania began with a brief appeared in the shadows of the guy's voice. Wrote an article about herself. TV interview. Article she referred to her daughter as Jane Doe Roottrees. The name Anonymon was not self-inflicted, it's organically to her. After the article, Sam Madison publicly Anonymon due to parts of the story found particularly credible. The momentum from Sam's endorsement, Anonymon went on to ultimately backfired. More details out. People skeptical of the due to clarity to 5 Pez. Her accusations include many of the details of his story. Job. It could still be true though, but it's not. Fumbling the 5 Pez stories so publicly, the Roottrees were more prepared to handle trust-related cases. Within a week, proved that Anonymon's daughter could not be related to the Roottrees. Announced at a joint press conference with lawyers representing both Anonymon party insurance respective clients provided accurate samples. Immediately after the negative results were released, who had been already skeptical felt vindicated. Others who had been left hopeless after 5 Pez felt. Many people suspected the whole affair had been a hoax to get fame and money. Many demanded that they be held accountable and some track down her true identity. Roottrees Company felt pressured to put out a second statement to try to curb some of the backlash. even going so far as to say, though it was scientifically proven that no Roottrees is not a Roottrie. His mother and Guy Hudson were not involved in an affair. She had every right to make her claim, as it had been verified. Stories about Guy Hudson were not exaggeration. Their family alone. Many people claim this high-profile anticlimax and public backlash was the of the end for Roottree mania, since much of the fun was shared fascinations about Secret. Others think that, like any fad, ran its course naturally. Regardless, this was the final notable event related to the 6 back to normal. Jane Doe Roottrie has already been eliminated as potential, and the company's lawyers who are verifying your work promise if it does not appear update. Oh, so she's not on there. Okay, so they can have affairs and that's fine, but it's only care about if they had kids. They're gonna look up Jane Doe. Root. Okay, so that's that. So then we can check out news time. Oh, I have a sneeze. Oh. I think we're good. Anonymous woman appeared on the cover of News Time holding a picture of her daughter Jane Doe Root. Mention the phrase. Summary of the initial. Oh, good. Where is it? Where's it? But there's nothing. Herman threw it, and there's nothing here from it. Anonymous daughter was not a Roottrie. This article for an anonymous woman appeared. She produced cover, holds a photo of her daughter. You have an affair with Guy. Jack Morton, we're already gone. Okay, here, this seems important. The anonymous woman claimed to have had an affair with Guy Hudson while she was working as a secretary. Another woman were hired at the same time during a transaction. Jack were already gone. That she and the qualified and neither had typewriter experience. According to other staff members, Guy had his own requirements for hiring one. Guy liked to throw lavish parties, and the longer he was president, the found. The anonymous woman posits that parties mostly have after parties at Guy's home, much more alcohol and others. She slept with him after parties. She confronted Guy when she found out she was pregnant. Guy didn't seem fazed, and they came to paid her a significant amount of hush money, on a recurring basis on the table. She started her new life with her daughter. When Guy died, the money stopped coming. Things had run their course. She went back to work at the department store, but nobody would ever look to how she paid for the house. Everyone that her daughter's father walked out one day and never came back. But after seeing fantastic articles in Time, she realized that she would happen to. While she never worked at the Roottrees, Ms. Vipez's mother, Joanna, Royce seemed telling the truth away. The article presented evidence of time at Roottrees. All of the payments were allegedly made in cash. However, using provided to News Time, the reporters were able to reach out to other women hired at the same time. Also renamed, I need their names. They successfully fact-checked the timeline of both women. They existed after parties. Okay. So this is important because even if this isn't the daughter of Guy, leading us to somebody that could potentially have a kid, figure out when they were both hired, that would be the thing. But there's no evidence on that. The other... I wonder... Oh, blah blah blah. So there's one more thing in here. I think we looked at, yeah, we looked at 6. I think Root Drift might be the other thing that we're still... something. That. Okay. The other thing is Clark. Probably be my next guess. Ba-ba-ba-bum. put the anonymous stuff over here. Because that will lead us most likely to somebody. Ooh. We look up. Do we have a periodical of Root? That. A lot of advertisement for Root clothes. Some of them mention Brenda, but more often daughters are mentioned. I'll bet an ad from many years back that says look out for a cutting article clothing. Oh, it may now be irrelevant. Okay. Not team last. All Roottrees was voted Watchman of the Year. Okay, so that's old. We look up. I think we did look up Root, but didn't. Maybe we didn't. Alright, so let's do Root. Ah, okay. They don't have. Yeah, don't have anything else there. Okay. All the way back. Look up Miracle Roottree. Let's see what comes up. Miracle Senior is going on a new tour in the United States. The previous flyer for 3 generations of miracles have been replaced. That's what we found to figure out who all his other kids are. Be a part of history, the oldest living prizes and tells his incredible story. Miracle Roottree grew up as one by peace and living a life of wealth and luxury. Fortune was nothing compared to the powerful force of the Almighty. Doctors die young, but fate had plans. He had lived a long and fruitful life. However, he's now in his 70s. Age is beginning to make life on the road. Last chance. Back down, pencil. The evening. Miracle reminisced about his family. Provide a unique perspective on one of the most United States today. Learn what originally drove him away from his arms of religion. How his life has become wealthy and they also list the churches he will be appearing in and mentions that the absent are many mentions about. Okay, so let's do the 3 generations of miracles. Bell's miracle. That doesn't help me. How do we... I feel like we need to figure out what it's called. That we could, like, look it up. Also, I just realized there's a down there. Don't gotta talk about it, it's fine. I figured it out. Could be... Maybe... Ooh, we're lagging. Miracle Root. Great deal over the years. Miracle Network. That's what we need. Network. Collection of churches, television shows, and productions. Churches have advertisements. Article mentioned Lethal Troubles. Unfortunately, it's a throwaway line. An article about a tour they plan to cross such. Other speculate were to line because of all the advertisements they're built Butler County. The news time with that. They also do media stuff though. let's look up called Circle Network. Oh, it doesn't give me any more information. Dang. Let's grab this. Do this, maybe? We're old. Okay. I don't think it's that. Well, let's do another page for Miracle. I feel like we're gonna need something to do with Miracle. I just don't know what it is right now. Maybe, ooh, maybe he's got dirty secrets. That might be a thing. Burn Gospel. Oh, right, I still need to look up her books. Clark, Ron, Clark, Blair, Blair, Beth, oldest living Roottrees, farewell tour, oh, right, press releases. Reading's hard, reading's so hard. Okay. Okay, I think that's all we need for that for now. I want to look up books by what's-her-face. Lee Sanchez. And she wrote Portrait of a Changed Man. Portrait of a I mistyped this. That Ly. How to print. Book's description has this to say: what if everything you stand for, everything you know to be true today could just be all your politics were on Lincoln's eye? Would you? Powerful story through a man who woke up after being saved from drowning in his backyard pool and became entirely different. Did our interview that knew him best, or as well as one-on-one chat with the fairly different picture. What if it were me? Okay, so there's that, and then what is it? Foreign Gospel. Can't spell. Catholic Church who claims he was told by God that you should travel to Thailand and begin to to covet thousands of people. Returned to the United States just after 2 years had succeeded. The book tells his version of the story, but the author also traveled to Thailand to investigate these. Talk with someone so-called converted. Okay, so that doesn't take us anywhere. Okay. We'll do one for rat. Those things are going to be very important. You wrote about book. I pro. Cool. Yes. We type Secret Roottree. Will we find a page? No? I thought that would be great. Cute guy. President Roottrees for a few years in the late 70s, early 80s, most faded into obscurity except for the fancy debacle. Roottrees mania, he suddenly rose to prominence after 5 pence appears on the cover of the magazine photo of Guy and his mother. People that existed adjacent to the 70s have about debauchery and stupid parties. Guy liked to throw large holiday parties where he got very out of hand. This fact has led some people to speculate that the night he died in a car crash, he was drunk or impaired in some way, but the Butler County Police have released statements and evidence that decisively that was not foul play and no party had taken. There's been quick to threaten litigation. Okay. That's all we get. Okay. Go to the periodicals though and do Guy Hudson. That wasn't what I meant. I meant to do this. Old. I want to make sure there's nothing in here. Back now, our daughters. Papa. Okay. They're counting times. Our country. Okay. Sure. Okay, that's all we got from that. Another one of Ron. Definitely part in this. Ron took over for a second after being a ball. You can also look up some of these. All we need for that. So let's look up some of these that we see. Bert Johnson. And Mark Sanchez were the pilot and co-pilot of the Roottrees jet during the crash. Although the NTSB investigation cannot be released, foul play has been ruled out. Trish King, cabin crew of the jet, with Nick, and by Eliza. House with her family about 200 yards from a section of the woods where plane crashed. She reportedly had a heart attack during the overwhelming phone lines in order. Son-in-law managed to flag down an officer. Okay. NTSB. National Transportation and Safety Board. Ah, I see. So that's just saying rayish. That's just saying that those people were a part of it. You don't know. It doesn't seem like they're a part of this in any other big way. Where to go? They just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Also, the amount of Elizabeths we're finding, I don't like it. Except for Ron. I feel like we do need to go back and revisit some of the old things as well. Who's Elizabeth? Okay, that's all that happens there. Okay. Let's look up Lauren's diaries again. Oh gosh, what were they? remember. Lauren. Life Between Wars was one of them. One of the most upscale memory care facilities in Pittsburgh. She was relocated. Oh, she got Alzheimer's. Minor backlash towards that tracked Lauren down because they were caught on a ladder and holding their camera over a privacy wall. Oh my gosh. What a jerk. Okay, so let's check out Life Wars. Ooh. Single passage that focuses on potential affairs. Oh, okay. We're on to something. Okay. Cruelty from Lauren Roottree's diary, written in. It focuses on the relationship of mother and father, while it offered only redundant information during your previous investigation. Here's useful this time around. I am no stranger to love. Jacob and I married on the age of marriage, but he's also unlistened. Had no choice. I knew in my heart that I would still fuck no. That was nearly 20 years ago, but there's an empty. I don't understand my contemporaries. So many girls I went to lovers. My girlfriend's husbands have been unfaithful. I am able to ghost of a chance of precipitation. No potential for long conversation. How could it be so hard to love someone you can reach out and touch? Someone joke with. I have not had to deal with madness at home. My parents are a perfect match in the worst ways. My mother's cruelty is a father's fight, and top status and float and feel. I've grown up with their cruelty. Others my entire life. Even my family scared. Make fun of my grandpa and his family. Blood is thicker but nothing thicker than Elias. They mimic Grandma Gwyneth's lisp and see her kindness as Elias, please remember Tham. Not even our family's gladdies go unlocked. Remember, God only put one eye in miracle. Wow. I can say without doubt in my mind that my parents have never really had eyes for anyone outside their marriage. Self-centered. Okay. Okay. So there's something in here. I don't know what it would. Other than the fact that everyone's freaking awful. Not sure what that's gonna do. Don't need those pictures. Right? No. No, the notable, it's like start here, but how do you know you finished there? No? Did I? Oh, maybe I didn't. Really followed the announcement that the rapper going by 5pez was actually Roottrees, collectively popular folks on the 5pez for everything. Saturated society moved on. Saga, an underlying line on how pop culture also Roottrees. Daytime talk shows had an I'm a Secret episode. Night host and guest made jokes about other lost members of the family and the widely websites find out if you when you submitted your name, it simply said no with an image of Clark Rafferty. Roottrees mania has lasted only urgent. Printing something. Oh. Includes Lauren's diaries, VHS release Gwyneth's old movies, as well as countless other unauthorized biographies. Capitalize on the Brenda. Releases successfully capitalize on or extend. Most of them were failures, and countless novelty creations of I'm a Secret Roottree became fashionable. Some people wear them ironically. I want to Google. Really? Okay, that's not helpful. We have Quinn's old movies. Let's look at the root trees. Okay. Placed Rihanna, Rose, and Riley is still up though. Instead, it's background with purple text. It's now more traditional black text on a white background. Webmasters turned the site into a memorial for the father. It seems that she did not end up giving her ears pierced like Rose after all. Regardless, there's relevant information. Girls with sad and playing in the background. From other high-profile sites, you find a charity has been set up in the girl's name. Yeah, so I tried Googling this. Take me anywhere. Job. Yeah. It's in the periodicals? Not? Feels like something that lead to something. That's fine. Okay. Oh. Look up Roottrees. This we already read this. Maybe look at the farm. That didn't do it. Okay. The other thought is just already look at this. About 6 inches. Gotta revisit the evidence. Yeah, there's something here, and I'm just not sure what. Miracle issue. Oh, maybe you should look up Sam's daughter? Girl's father. Blah blah. Jerks. Oh, maybe we should look up EC Roottrees and see if he's up now. Addison? Yeah, and then her daughter was what? Gwyneth? Oh, we already looked at her. Hey, tell her name. Ooh, maybe the Clancy Trust? No. Good loaf. This has a ton of stuff. So many things. Wonder... No, because we don't know the name of the book. Something right there I can't quite get. Yeah, Gwyneth. Search. Madsen. Yeah, so she doesn't show up. But what if locals stuff? No? Okay. Here's coincide with the rain. Blah, 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 blah. Markets. Wonder. Bill factory. I had Bud Bill. I don't know. Politician. How do I want like the roster for who worked for the Roottrees. Why would they? How do I fit though? Thing. Oh my gosh. Might have to take a duck. I know there's something like right in front of my face, but I'm missing next step for it. Look up Stephanie Jones, maybe. New comes out. Oh, here we go. Busy updating Stephanie Jones' campaign website. 2 new sections. First is baby photo. There you see a picture of their new family together in the hospital. According to the site, our daughter was named after her grandmother, which ended up being very fitting considering she was born the night before Christmas. Second is what's next. There's not much of a substance here right now, but it lists some small accomplishments. Finishes with the recent rise in popularity and controversy surrounding my extended family. Extra attention on me. Announcements upcoming about how I plan to use this to accomplish better things. Oh, you know what sounds so good right now? Like, disgustingly. Oh, look at how cute. Oh, but we need pictures of them. Oh, can we just put it up on the other tree? But I really want, like, Panda Express. Their orange chicken. I don't know why. Suddenly, just got a craving. Hospital following the birth of a newborn girl. In literature. Okay. They were... Why is there... Is there nowhere to put their picture? Why is there nowhere to put their picture? This better not be them. I get the feeling it's them. Are they cousins? Maybe they're cousins. But we need to figure out... I don't know, I have questions. The fact that we can get their pictures. Okay, that has to be what it is. Stephanie. Ryan. Their baby. Don't know. Her occupation, she a baby. Hi, a politician. His name is Brian. Joan. Is Stephanie. Andon. Wait, are they related? Hallelujah. Oh, good. Get us more stuff, please. Oh, it's
Has
Sam!
Sam reached out to you? Well, let me give you a short history lesson about the last few months of my life. 3 different people contacted me, claiming that somewhere in their history, they might be Roottrees. First, that young man, the rapper. I ignored that one. He seemed dubious. But then I saw the news. I felt terrible. So I began helping the others. Because my doubts with Felix were so misfounded, I ended up putting too much faith in the second person that approached me.
Gotta keep a little distance.
I went to the media prematurely. I admit my mistake there. But the third person who contacted me also had a credible case. Before I could help, the company got to them somehow. The fact that the family silenced them doesn't seem to fill me with hope when it comes to Clark's intentions. But you're making progress based on the leads he gave you. It's really hard for me to get a read on him. I'll let you handle it. I've sent you the case I've been working on, and some company records I managed to track down.
Good.
The records are quite dense, but hopefully they're useful. Good luck.
Oh my god, we got more information. Doing it. Okay. Oh god, she gave us so many things. Okay, let's start with confidential. Company records. Will this tell me who all the secretaries were? I needed this. Thank you. You partial staff records to cross-reference by Sam. Records are based on all old tax mail that work directly for or in their corporate office. Many laborers on the farms and factories are not listed. Okay, so won't know about like Elizabeth, the supervisor who had a daughter and all that. We will though know her daughter's name. Not sure how helpful it will be except for cross-referencing guys' secretaries and visits overseas. Providers searching people they are listening to these books will likely be very time-consuming. Okay. Leadership, Zach. Special man, Ernest. Office staff, we have Edward, Lloyd, Carl. That is who was Zach's secretary at first. Oh god. Oh, Robertson. Her name was Robertson. Oh. Okay. Oh. We have a Christine. Gosh. We have McCullen. And a Robertson. Then we have a Beth Knox. Whoa. Oh, where did we put that? Oh. Ta-da. Ta-da-da-da-da-da-da. King Garland is the daughter of Elizabeth, referenced. Probably say that her last name is Cravensworth. Yeah. Her mom, Elizabeth, was secretary before. Can I go here? No, not there. Oh, it is the 6-piece article. That's a farm supervisor. So maybe it's not Cravensworth. That might be my bad. Keep that in mind. Actually go to that. Cravensworth was a farm. Not Zach. Secretary. Harry. Got Joanna Robertson, Doris Mays, Beth Knox, Farm and Manufacturing. Huh. Maybe it was Cravensworth. Maybe that was like... I don't see... Yeah. Hard to tell. John Miller, Elizabeth Farrow. Oh, it could have been this. Could be her last name instead. If Cravensworth. Farrow. Farrow? Farrow. Farrow. That would make more sense. Don't know what she looks like. Okay. Thomas Green, Todd Sam Harmon. Major expenses, none. Announced that Zach would be retiring. Guy would be taking over start of 1978. They held a retirement party in November before the final month. Guy Hudson replaced. Patrick Decker was hired. Elias E. Roottrees no longer employed by Roottrees. Oh, right, because the whole thing. Under product management. Farrow was hired. Yeah, Christine Farrow. Okay, so that's who she is. Joanna Robertson no longer listed among the secretaries, but as Joanna Fellows has been added to the list. Beth Knox are no longer employed. Okay, so Beth Knox. Highlight. Here. No longer listed. Garland. Okay, yeah. No longer employed. Kenneth Madsen was hired. Beth Knox 50-year work anniversary. Beth Knox, she old. Guy Hudson took over again a particularly volatile period in the company's staffing. Many travel expenses were listed. Guy Hudson replaces Zach. Lloyd Carpenter no longer employed. Okay. Rafter Tunes now listed as off. Oh yeah, I need to check out Rafter Tunes. Albert Cross and Fred Cross no longer employed. Who are they? King Garland no longer working for Roottrees. Beatrice Watts and Coral. Oh, there's names. Juliet McCullen and Doris May are no longer. When were they there? Oh, right. They were some of the originals. Oh, because I think once they get pregnant, he sends them away. Lewis and Valerie Ewig. Hired. This is under Guy management. Thomas Green, Michael Crane, Seth Farrow. No longer employed. Sam Cottrell. That's family, I think. No longer employed by Roottrees. Hired. Ford was hired. Interpreter for like oh, the caviar thing. That's right. Retirement party bash. Ooh, maybe check this out. No, that's too long ago. He's traveled. Ooh, they did a butterscotch. They did a caviar. 4th of July. Fall. So might be worth looking into some of the cheese. Frickin'. Yeah, we are gonna highlight these. Retirement party. He was like big on parties that then turned into party. Gosh, this guy sucks. Volatility continued. Many new employees didn't stick around very long. Terry O'Connor was hired. Ford has been moved to office staff. Douglas Rosenberg no longer employed. Hired. No longer employed. No longer employed. Oh my gosh. Lewis and April Ingram were hired. Catherine Garrett was hired. And these are all secretaries, so it's very important. William Sams no longer employed. Emily Seinfeld no longer employed. Barnes is now listed. Okay, so if needed. Masson no longer employed, but Kenneth Cattrall. Oh, okay, that's her. Ford no longer works in this department. want to see if looking these up, like this one might take us to a different country thing. Year's Eve Ball. They do it every year. Okay. Randorf Dove donation. We'll need to look into that. Guy Hudson died in May of 19... The first few months of that year continued along the same pattern as they had been. Things quickly changed over. Most didn't all secretaries. Most handpicked by Guy Hudson were let go. Sam Madison left Roottrees in 4, so this is the last set of books you have access to. Susan Ford no longer... So Susan Ford must be somebody that was kept around for a reason. No longer works here. Douglas Rosenberg rehired. No longer... Oh man, that's a lot of people to suddenly be gone. Dang, there's so many names, guy. No secretaries are directly employed by Roottrees. Roottrees instead uses a temp agency called Work Time Temp. Logan, Stuart Todd, Sutton, Plum. Oh my god, canceled after 5 months. Oh, they're all getting canceled. Oh, I want candy. I'm so hungry right now. Your work bonus, clothing green. Okay. Okay. A lot of information, my dudes. From 6-piece Prodigy US. Genealogy Genie. All of the information I have about Regina Clementine. Orleans, Louisiana, and her husband, Secret Clementine. Wrote me about a month ago. Apparently the Roottrees lawyers went after her since then. By the time I received the letter and called her, cooperating. Her husband, who is a police officer, never knew his father, told her he thought he might be a estranged from his family and didn't want to pursue it because he had no proof. He wrote to me back. Normally I wouldn't be facts. Some of it I've been able to confirm. Stuart's mother was Beth Clementine. Pretty well known in the 30s and 50s. Who went to a tour of a lot of churches, huh? He happened to know somebody by the name of Miracle. Big proponent of adoption. I know for a fact that she came to Butler County a few times. Said that Stuart told her that they always seem to spend a lot of time at the Miracle Church. Sent me a photo to prove that she's the one who says she is. I attached to this email. Consider saving a tree and not printing them. Okay, so I think Miracle's got some stuff. There's her. Who's that? Her husband has confessed he thinks Stuart is the older boy wearing the vest. They've had an affair with Miracle. That's the wrong tie, though. I don't know who that is. Okay. Okay. Miracle then would be this one. 49. Wait, did we get a picture of Miracle? Oh, ew, he's old. You old. I don't think we can put anything next to... Yeah, we can't put anything up there. We can, though, put something next to Clark. Anybody else have an extra photo? Zach. Okay, so Zach and Clark have extra photos. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Miracle. You're trying to be all high and mighty. Not. Nice. Sure. This chick. Clementine something? Oh, no. Oh, God. What was... Hold on, please. Free Beth. Free Beth. I don't know her last name, though. We'll have to Google her. Yeah, we'll have to Google her. Don't have her last name prior. The musician. Does she fall under singer? No, singer. That's right. Yeah, she's in Spouse. Bert. Fine. Might be a picture of him. Possibly. She has a kid. This one. Possibly as well as hers. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. No. That's not Stuart. No, we don't know who this is. I'm too fast. The last name should be Clementine, though. Then this will be Stuart Clementine. Married a Regina. Don't know the last name of yet. The police officer. Right? Yes. I don't know you. Go famous somewhere, apparently. Okay, so we need to look up Mary Beth. Dang, this is messy. Yeah. Fixed her name after the fact. No idea who that is. We don't know the baby's name. Get Jones of some sort. What are the other names? There's like a Christmassy Carol. Carol might be a name. Cricket? Who the heck is naming their child Cricket? Alright. Mark. Mary might be the other name. Or okay, so either Merry Christmas, Christmas Carol, or where I'm going with the name. That's right. Find out who this is. What did it say about her? Mary Beth Clementine. Winnie. Beth Clementine. Most popular in the years between 9 traveled around the country performing a church. Repertoire was mixed. Popular songs, although sure records they lost to time. When you find mention got the whole world in his that's a good song. Under the label New Edison. One thing Mary Beth was known for was her adoption. She appeared on many sites that mentioned adoption and the history of adoption. She adopted 2 children, Stuart and Mark. Stuart, Mark. Also have the Clementine name. We don't know who he is. He also spoke as an advocate for benefits adoption in front of the United States Congress in 1949, where debate then discussed and then adoption of African American child to a white family in the United States. There to detail her experience. Adopt Stuart. Son was adopted later according to one adoption site under unusual. In 1959, it surfaced that Mary Beth had been twice divorced, both times for manager Sterling. Centered her career with the religious audience that she had been catering to, and while she performed occasionally since faded into obscurity. Have Sterling. Oh. Gotcha. Whatcha. So, let's look her up, though. Periodicals. Or modern music. Viewed and advertised many times. Most popular recording was cover He's Got the Whole World in... Yeah. very positive reviewer cover, and the writer complimented her voice and the tone of her guitar. The review had nothing to say about Mary Beth herself. For other years, one of the Old Rugged Cross. Not review. Okay, so let's check out the Old Rugged Cross. Popular hymn can. Okay, that's a no. I'm putting things in the. Oh no. Oh man. Okay. Not Old World in. What? What was it? New Edison? What? New Edison. Small record label based in Los Angeles that existed for a few years in the 40s. It raced to cover records of songs that were gaining popularity. After its founder, Sterling Edison. Ah, okay, so his name. So maybe her. Okay, so he's Edison. Then her last name, Clementine. Right? That would make sense. Maybe. On what we're reading. You could keep her name. If they marry, divorce, blah, 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 blah. Miss Edison. Need to look them up as well. Find a few references to New Edison and Mary Beth Clementine and thoughts about old records. Holy Grail of release of Old Rugged Cross says that he is first edition published before she legally changed her name. Another site claims that had to call to New Edison Records after its own Edison got in physical articulation publicly worse. Side sources or evidence the site content seem. Okay, so let's look up Sterling Edison. Nothing. And then what about this? Oh, Edison Records was one of the first record labels named after Thomas Edison. The company seemed very unimportant except for a potential lawsuit. Fun case because the name of the lawsuit was actually the biggest problem for the person being sued. Oh, a record producer who called himself Edison was immediately outed for not actually being Edison. Aw. That's not his name. Edsel was a German last name, and at the time of the founding of the company, the US was at war with. Oh. Oh, so it's Edsel. Last name's Edsel. Not Edison. Okay. Potentially I have 1, 2, 3. Named Carol. Not. Wait. Okay. Okay. For a second I was like, whoa. That means that there's probably something wrong somewhere. I don't know what, because we don't know you. Or Robertson Joanna. We saw that in the secretary list. Or Stuart Clementine, the police officer. Whose mom is Mary Beth, the musician. But I think it's just her last name pulling us up. How do I know who I find it? Under Mary Beth? No, I don't think so. Early though. Yeah, I don't think that would be. there. Let's also look up technology. Highlight. Search. Okay. What does this mean? Penny Salazar? Is that like her last name kind of thing? Yes, I have no idea. Maybe that was his name and she adopted him, kept his original name? No, she's called out as... That's like her name. Obviously she changed it. I wonder if should I look under modern... The old good cross? Oh! Mary Beth Quaker! That's her name. Not it? Alright, change the name back to Carol. Yeah, there we go. Smith. Salazar, Regina, Edsel Sterling, picture. Cool. Booyah! Dang. Oh no. This is still wrong? Who are you? Can I go back to that one picture? Oh, Chris. Photo of his father. Okay. This is him when he had hair. Oh man, okay. Shoot, so what's your last name? Because I think that's our big thing we're missing. I thought I had it. I have no idea how to even, like... Wait. Not... 75? Yeah, that's way too early. Way too... But if we're looking at Anna... Yeah, Joanna Robertson. Then she becomes Fellows. Okay, so it is Robertson. Why is that not locking in then? Weird. That should have locked. Yeah, I'm just about some. Oh, okay. Looks like adoption. Which, interesting, if this is adoption, nothing here saying adoption, I guess goes with the story of usual circumstance. Oh, my goodness. Let's look up Zach. Zachariah Morden. Spell his name right. Zachariah. back. What? You. That would be under business. Okay. Gonna be another picture of him, but I don't know how. It's probably gonna be kind of similar to how we found picture of Clark in the family. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh, we were gonna look up the what was the company? Where am I? Work time temp. Company with many offices all over the United States. Roottrees listed on their site as one of the companies they do business with, though it's far from the only one recognized. Okay. Go. I did want to look up the 5P favors. Never mind. Oh, yeah. York Dove. These are also... I need to go by the date. Give it to 1980. Oh. Not. Okay. Okay. Just 3 things. Oh yeah, who was the interpreter in Raptor 2? Use is 2 Fs. Where was Ford? Huh. How do I... I knew. Pharaoh. Berg. She's gone by that point. Got Beth. Oh my gosh. There's so many questions. Okay, let's look up Mark Clementine. Oh! Got something. Found something. Crocodile Clementine? Listed on a website titled The Infamy List. Oh. Massive list of criminals who are known for odd crimes. Although Mark's nickname would imply he hails from Florida, a lot of others on the list there or Australia. Mark is listed as being from big entries. Berg. Very small note about Basket Baby of 1950, but most everything else. Lost his job in 1955 as a pilot for an airline. Tried to board the wrong airline plane. He was drunk. He was charged with trespassing. Oh. Ah, here we go. Pilot. Arrested for transporting smuggled animals over the Canadian-Mexican borders for illegal reptile suppliers in Los Angeles. He was quite successful the first Not when he had to make it in Portland after he's been put by a crocodile. Portland Telegraph. Credited as having given him his nickname. Mugshot from the incident added to your photos. On parole, but his freedom didn't last long. He was arrested in '94 in San Diego for violating his daughter's graduation. Famously punched the principal and named. Okay, so through the principal, we might be able to figure out who his daughter is. A lot of things just happened. Okay, Portland Telegraph. There we go. Periodical. And then that just does that. Was a pilot. That yet. Look him up as Crocodile Clementine. The nickname, some details about his first major arrest. He's flying week in LA, Juarez, and Vancouver in a small plane. Early under the radar, he's only caught because he was bit by a crocodile in the leg and called him Mayday because he was in blood. He tried to tell them he was a crop duster. Somehow cut his leg on a loose piece of metal in the cockpit, but very odd and promptly arrested. Idiot. Let's go to that is the most unfortunate picture. That's bad. Okay. But we don't know. Married. Let's look up the principal of the Sandstone Canyon High School. In '94 when he was punched by Crocodile Clementine at a graduation ceremony. Pretty much every news organization, trustworthy tabloids, seem to have their own take on the altercation. It wasn't the punch that captured the nation's attention, however. It was a matter-of-fact response that the thread of his comments afterwards heard in a now-famous audio clip of someone who was reporting the ceremony. Belmar hopped into the graduation stage and said, "Sir, you'll want to sit down and we'll have a problem." At that point, Crocodile reportedly sucker punched him in the face. Philip, apparently slightly dazed, said, "Alright, sir, I guess we'll have a problem." Clementine tried to throw another punch, but simply evaded it and performed that spectators described as a wrestling move backwards. Immediately brought both men to the floor. Sims, Strata, and Clementine keep it realized. After your ride, the recording captured someone asking, "How did you do that?" And Sims, "Trust me, I'm as surprised as anyone." Two Sandstone King. No. Ooh, what if we look up Billy? Our articles. Probably not this one. Oh. Group 4. Comedic sensationalism of events question. With Mark. Croc Watch. Oh my god. Our good friend Croc Clementine was actually in attendance at high school graduation because his daughter was walking the stage. Not allowed to attend. His ex-wife had restrained on behalf of the daughter, but did unknown to the school staff, including time who he was, but his guard recognized him. That's when trouble started. Side stage to try to avoid the guard. We'll Croc it up to next. Stay tuned for more Croc Watch. Okay. How do we find ex-wife? Effective. Paint picture, 2 men. Tim's wife, Carla. Oh, Colleen Webb is Mark's ex-wife. Okay. Webb. Yeah. According to the section with Colleen, she and he met when he worked for an airline. She worked for a port in Japan. He was thrown off and had wild moods. Charged with assault, a fellow pilot in 75 and lost his job. They divorced. That time she was pregnant with their second daughter. Felt she needed to get out before things got worse. She left him, moved and told her that her dad had to fly planes for the army. She was by herself and all the used the web name so that nobody would connect them to her ex-husband. Legally, they have the Clementine last name. That says you're both male. They go. Okay, hold on. Web name. Don't know who their first names are, because if we get their first names, we can start searching for them. Don't know that. Dang, we're getting some E. I'll probably go through after the stream here and edit some of these down, like the ones that didn't lead to anything, and just take them out. Getting a little messy again. Mainly because we've got all these frickin' names. Many. Australia, China, France. Socks. Do this one instead. That one's better. No. Okay, so we have one done. Potentially two. I don't know why that's not locking. Oh, man. Then her, we just need a picture of. I feel like if we're able to find, like, maybe a party, like a holiday party picture, we might be able to get... That might be a way to do it. Where is her name? Guy replaces. Jean Garland. Okay, so she's this. Like maybe Zach Morton retirement party? Really? Why not? Could it maybe be under periodicals? But I want it. I feel like these would lead, like... Should lead to pictures, right? Gotta be pictures. It's the internet. Okay, it's the 90s. I lied. I take it back. That's false of me to consider. But that would explain getting a picture of them. Then you could see a potential secretary, too. Ugh, but how do I get them? This I have questions on, too. So many things. So many. We have missing pages that we still haven't even touched on. Anything with this? Oh? Huh. Timer. It's like right there, but I just can't find the... No? The reminders. Records album, book... Hello, husband. Welcome back. Let's look up November Roottreee. Let's see if anything new's on her. No. But Brian Jones's company website, maybe. Yeah, it seems Brian Jones has been busy updating it. Baby photo. Okay. Oh, after a grandmother. I literally didn't even see that. That would have actually been helpful. Went over here. Carol. That makes sense. We figured it out, though. We're fine. Don't know who you are. Or what you... Well, figured out... We should look at the 82 file. Potential... Here. Yeah, so... Be Angela, Linda, or Catherine. Or potentially she's Ford as the office staff. What does office staff even mean? Oh, so maybe she is another secretary. We just don't know which secretary. Search probably won't get anything. Being said, if you try searching, it's not going to work. Not what I meant to do. Okay. I feel like we need to find, like, party. Can't find anything that's party. Problematic. Very problematic. The plated loaf. I think we got main things out of this. And that's what I interpreted. This was... Oh wait, maybe I didn't actually get what I need out of that. Oh. My bad, because that's gonna be... reference one. Ooh, hello? Stop it, stop. This. This is that story with the chefs. They have a kid, they have a son. Thorough. I wonder if we can maybe... I wonder if we can find a picture of them, because he's also got the book. Garland. In here. Wrote the book. What was it? Varnishing truth? Ugh. Kitchen Tales, that's what it was. Christine. It was in. Oh, Ouch. Oh, it's under County Times. By Rochelle. Steve. Mother's farm. Ooh. Ooh, bookmarks. If this leads to anything. Butthole. Friend did a book signing there. Okay. That didn't lead me to anything. Oh, no. I think we're at a point where we're stucky. Fine. I need to start to feel the tired's of maintenance. There's definitely something here. It's just finding that one thread that leads to like all the pictures, I think. It's right there. It's right freaking there. Still don't understand why Joanna didn't lock in. Don't know who you are. You could be one of those millions of names. This, we just need your picture. This, we need your picture and first name. I feel like we're gonna have to find, like, company parties. That's gonna be our big thing. But I think we're gonna call it here for now. Brain's a little scrambled. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everyone that's tuned in. We'll pick this back up next week. And like I said the other day, we'll be streaming one day a week because my school schedule's insane. But I want it to be on Sundays, and I want it to be a fun puzzle logic game. Because I need a break from all the design thinking. I need something fun and engaging that way. So that will be our new routine. But all it here for today. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!
Bye.